Hi, this is Timir and welcome to AI Noise to Signal by FutureStack, where I bring you the biggest AI headlines from the past 7 days and more importantly, why they matter for your work, your career, your business and the future of technology. Subscribe for weekly AI updates that actually matter. Let's get started. The biggest story this week is Anthropic bringing Claude Fable 5 back to global users after export restrictions were lifted. Anthropic says Fable 5 became available again from July 1st on Claude Platform, Claude.ai, Claude Code, and Claude Cowork. The company also said it added stronger cybersecurity safeguards after concerns around potential jailbreaks and misuse. This is not just a model availability update. This is a signal of where frontier AI is heading. The important part is not only that Fable 5 is back, the important part is that advanced AI models are now becoming part product, part national security asset, and part enterprise infrastructure. For professionals, developers, and companies, this means the best AI models may not always be equally available to everyone at the same time. Access, compliance, security review, and geography are becoming part of the AI product experience. For Indian developers and startups, this matters because many teams are building on top of global models. If access changes suddenly, product roadmaps can get affected overnight. This is where the AI race gets very interesting. The winning model will not just be the smartest model. It will be the model that is powerful, safe enough, reliable enough, and actually available when businesses need it. Hype check. Is Fable 5 worth the attention? Yes, but not just because of benchmarks. It matters because it shows how frontier AI is entering a new phase where capability and control are moving together. Watch whether governments start reviewing frontier model launches more formally and whether enterprises begin demanding backup model strategies instead of depending on one provider. Next, OpenAI's GPT-5.6 Sol remains one of the biggest model stories to watch. OpenAI has said GPT-5.6 Sol will launch on Cerebras in July at up to 750 tokens per second, initially for select customers as capacity expands. That speed number is important because it points to a future where frontier intelligence is not just more capable, it is also faster. For everyday users, speed means smoother AI conversations. But for businesses, speed means something bigger. Faster coding agents, faster research workflows, faster customer support, and faster internal automation. For developers, the signal is clear. Inference speed is becoming a competitive advantage. We are moving from which model is smartest to which model can think fast enough to become part of real-time workflows. This could change how professionals use AI at work, but only if access expands beyond selected customers. A powerful model that most people cannot use is still more signal for the industry than utility for the average user. So for now, don't redesign your workflow around GPT 5.6 Sol, but definitely watch it. The key signal will be general availability when it reaches more users, developers, and enterprise teams. Microsoft has launched Microsoft Frontier Company, a new business focused on helping enterprises actually implement AI. It comes with a reported $2.5 billion investment and 6,000 industry and engineering experts who will work with customers to design, deploy, and improve AI systems. This may sound like consulting, but the signal is bigger. The AI market is shifting from which model is best to who can make AI work inside real companies. Most companies already have Copilot, ChatGPT, or Claude. They have experimented. But the big question remains, where is the measurable business outcome? That is where Microsoft is making its move. For professionals, the opportunity is clear. The future is not only about building models, it is about understanding workflows, data, compliance, operations, and change management. The people who can connect AI tools to real business outcomes will become highly valuable. My take. AI adoption is now an implementation problem. The winners will be those who can answer what process should AI improve, what data is needed, what risks are created, and how success will be measured. What to watch next. Whether Microsoft can show real ROI, not just big customer logos. Microsoft is not alone. AWS has also committed $1 billion to a new forward deployed engineering organization. AWS says this team will embed experts with customers to co-develop and deploy agentic AI solutions in days. This confirms the pattern. Big tech has realized that selling AI tools is not enough. Customers need help making AI useful. And this is very relevant for India. Indian IT services companies, consultants, cloud architects, developers, and startup teams should pay attention. If Microsoft and AWS are moving into hands-on AI deployment, then the service layer around AI is becoming a major battleground. For professionals, this means AI skills need to move beyond prompting. You need to understand integrations, APIs, data pipelines, governance, security, evaluation, and change management. My take. The next phase of AI jobs will reward people who can translate business problems into AI systems. Not just I know how to use ChatGPT, but I can redesign this workflow with AI and prove the result. What to watch next? Whether this forward deployed AI model becomes the new default for enterprise transformation. If you're finding this useful, subscribe. I'll keep tracking the biggest AI shifts every week and more importantly, what they mean for your work and career. Meta is reportedly planning to launch a cloud business to sell excess AI computing capacity. According to Reuters, Meta could let developers access its AI models and use its computing power, potentially competing with cloud and AI infrastructure providers. This is where the AI race gets very interesting. For the past 2 years, big tech has been spending heavily on AI infrastructure, chips, data centers, power, and talent. But at some point, investors ask a simple question: where is the return? Meta's reported cloud move may be one answer. If you have built huge AI compute capacity, you either use it internally or you sell it externally. For startups and developers, more compute providers could mean more options. But for Meta, the challenge is serious. Cloud is not just about GPUs. It is about trust, reliability, developer experience, enterprise sales, and ecosystem depth. My take. Meta's AI cloud plan is a signal that AI infrastructure spending is entering the monetization phase. The next battle is not just who has compute. It is who can package compute into usable, trusted products. What to watch next? Whether Meta officially launches this service and whether developers actually choose Meta Compute over AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, CoreWeave, or other AI cloud providers. Google published its June AI updates, and there are 3 things worth watching. First, Gemini 3.5 Live Translate, which Google says supports near real-time speech-to-speech translation in more than 70 languages. Second, Nano 2 Lite, which Google describes as its fastest and most cost-efficient Gemini image model. Third, Gemini Omni Flash, which is entering public preview for developers building multimodal video workflows. For everyday users, Live Translate is the most relatable update. For creators and marketers, Nano 2 Lite is the practical one. For developers and enterprises, Gemini Omni Flash is the future-facing signal. And for India, translation is a big deal. AI that can handle multilingual communication naturally can affect education, customer support, travel, sales, and small business communication. My take: Google is not only chasing one flagship model headline, it is spreading AI across everyday workflows, phones, search, images, translation, smart home, and developer APIs. What to watch next? Adoption. Launching AI features is one thing. Getting users to rely on them daily is the real test. Anthropic also launched Claude Science, an AI workbench designed for scientific research. Anthropic says Claude Science integrates tools and packages researchers commonly use, produces auditable artifacts, and provides flexible compute access. Reuters described it as an AI-powered research workbench for scientists. This is important because it shows AI becoming more specialized. The first wave was chatbots. The next wave is domain-specific workbenches: AI for coding, AI for legal work, AI for finance, AI for science, AI for design, AI for research. For students, researchers, healthcare professionals, and biotech companies, this is worth watching closely. My take: Claude Science is a reminder that the most valuable AI products may not look like general chat apps. They may look like professional workspaces where AI is deeply embedded into the tools people already use. What to watch next? Whether Claude Science becomes a real productivity tool for researchers or stays as an impressive but limited beta. This week's AI tool of the week is Google Nano 2 Lite. Google describes it as its fastest and most cost-efficient Gemini image model. The reason I picked it is simple. Speed changes creativity. When image generation is slow, people try to write the perfect prompt. When it is fast, people experiment, iterate, and explore more ideas. For creators, designers, marketers, students, YouTubers, and small business owners, this kind of tool can be useful for brainstorming thumbnails, ad concepts, social visuals, product mockups, and early creative directions. My take: Nano 2 Lite may not be the final image model you use for polished work, but it could become a fast ideation tool. And in creative work, speed of iteration is a real advantage. Worth trying if you create visual content regularly. Worth watching if you care about where AI design tools are headed. My biggest takeaway this week is simple. AI is moving from open experimentation into controlled deployment. OpenAI and Anthropic show that frontier models are becoming regulated infrastructure. Microsoft and AWS show that enterprise AI is becoming an implementation business. Meta shows that compute needs monetization. Google and Anthropic show that AI is moving into specific workflows like translation, image creation, and scientific research. For professionals, the signal is clear. Do not only learn AI tools, learn AI workflows. The advantage will go to people who can understand the tool, the business problem, the data, the risk, and the measurable outcome. That is where the real value is. Subscribe for more weekly AI news, career impact, and practical AI updates. This is Timir, and I'll see you in the next episode of AI Noise to Signal by FutureStack.